All right, shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Brakathum to you, hopefully elect. And I just wanted to do this real quick. Um, you know, because as the title go, and to Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. You know, this real quick in Revelation 1 and 3. Those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right, and again, because we are dangerously close. Dangerously close. Um, Again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You know, for those of for those of us that have been given the eyes to see, how Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, he's bringing all the pieces together. Everything is coming into play. The Lord is moving everything into place. All right, because again, through the spirit of the Lord, Esau, you know, he's making moves, man. You know, and pretty much, I wanted to touch on how, and I was trying to do um, a screen record lesson, but for whatever reason, you know, wasn't allowing me to do so. So I'll just speak on it. But how they last week officially, the Director General of the WHO, you know, um, as far as this public emergency, they officially ended it last week. All right. So this whole boogeyman thing that started back in 2020, officially on the on record, it's no longer a public emergency. Well, that's going to put people in the spirit of peace and safety. All right. You know, People are going to let their guard down, right? And think to, go back to whatever liberty, whatever fun, party hardy life that they, for the most part, were doing prior to this whole boogeyman situation. But little do these people know, all right? Because again, man, it's the scriptures emphasize on the sudden destruction, you know, sudden destruction. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna read it in the NLT in Ecclesiastes because again, something's cooking, man. Something's brewing, and I was watching the elder out there in L.A. Um, I believe his name is the elder Mawatazak Bun Gad. I was watching his video. I'm more than halfway through it, and through the spirit, he was bringing up points that, through the spirit, I was able to, you know, um, just see things from a broader perspective as far as this whole Title 42 ending this week and this influx of so-called migrants, so-called illegal immigrants coming over here, you know, to America, to Babylon, to live a so-called better life, right? Because, I mean, if you don't know what's going on out there in those other places, especially with the northern tribes, because it's not just going to be, Issacharites. It's not going to be just so-called Mexicans. It's going to be, you know, a lot of those northern tribes, man, from Venezuela, all those places over there, trying to come over here to Central America, try to come over here to Babylon again, because what's going on in these other places within the northern tribes, man, it's hell. You know, it's hell and it's spiritual. Because Jacob's trouble. Well, I'm not going to say, because usually, when Yahweh Shema Shai brought the destruction, um, The northern tribe, they went, they caught hell first, and then it was the southern tribe, and to show you how the Lord, no new thing under the sun, because the northern tribes, for the most part, they've been catching hell to an extent. All right, I'm not saying this is Jacob's trouble, but to an extent, they've, pretty much been going through a form of Jacob's trouble, so to say. All right, and again, because that's why I say to an extent, because the real Jacob's trouble that the scriptures talk about is again, we're dangerously close. So we're dangerously close. All right, because like I was saying, a lot of the northern tribes, they've been catching hell for some years now. You know, they've been catching hell, going through hell for some years. you know, so that's why a lot of them are trying to get from where they're at to come over here to America, to Babylon, to live a so-called better life. But they don't know, man. It's America's going to be the worst place to be real soon. All right, America's going to be ground zero for just. I always say, America's going to be the worst rated R movie of all time, in real time, in real life. So little does Jake know, But I'm going to get this in Ecclesiastes 11:9 in the NLT. It says, young people, it's wonderful to be young. Enjoy every minute of it. Do everything you want to do. Take it all in. But remember that you must give an account to God for everything that you do, for everything you do, all right? Because again, the fact that this public emergency, as far as this boogeyman that's been, that started back in 2020, officially they ended it, and it's not really of a concern like that, anymore. So they officially ended it as this public emergency last week, right? So with that being said, people, for the most part, man, they're gonna, whatever bullshit that they were doing before, lockdowns, shutdowns, and things of that nature. These people, they're basically being rocked right back to sleep. All right, and they because these people, man, and it's so scary. These people think that the worst is behind us, and man, these people have absolutely no idea, man. We haven't seen nothing yet. We haven't seen nothing yet. So again, just going back to how, the Lord, man, for those that have eyes to see, the Lord is moving everything into place. The Lord is moving everything into place, because they're talking about the government can run out of money as soon as June, right? They're supposed to be coming out with the Fed now in July, right? So this thing with this Title 42 ending this week, and there being an influx of these so-called immigrants coming to America. Well, again, I was watching the video by the elder Mawatazak Bun Gad, and he, like I said, bringing out certain points. All right, because I didn't know, part of the whole Title 42 back when Trump was in office, part of him was setting that up was to stop the contagion of, or the spread of these different diseases or whatnot. And a lot of those Jakes, those northern tribes, man, I didn't know, a lot of them are coming over here with all these different diseases and sicknesses and stuff. And I mentioned this in the video that I did earlier. I think I uploaded it on my backup page. But who's to say? The fact that, again, this public emergency, all right, of this boogeyman that started in 2020, now that's officially ended. Because again, man, all this was a test run. All right, Salaka, but Lord willing, we get through this. But as I was saying, people think that the worst is behind us. Nah, man. How, the new boogeyman, the new narrative that they can paint this picture, blame it on Jake, and And again, going back to the elders, the point, uh, a point that he was making, because we can start suspecting, these terrorist attacks. You know, hey man, it it's a lot. you know, like I said, man, something's about to happen. All right, and again, it is no coincidence that all these events leading up to the summer. You know, something's getting ready to happen, man. Something's getting ready to happen. Something's brewing through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Like I said, the Lord is moving pieces. Everything He's moving everything into place. So this could very well be a hot summer, Lord willing. you know, Lord willing. I was watching the video again by the elder. And he, he was he played a video by Redacted. And basically touched a point on how, hey, a lot of the young girls, they were given these rape kits. They were given these kits. Because hey, the inevitable is going to take place. Esau knows. Hey, Esau knows all hell's going to break loose. Esau. He's not slick, man. This devil knows what he's doing. All right. This devil knows what he's doing because, like I mentioned in the video I did earlier, how here it is. You have this homeless crisis going on. People losing jobs. People can't get their meds. The healthcare system. There's a strain on the healthcare system. Stuff like that. But here it is. They're bringing all these so-called illegal immigrants over here, and they're housing them, feeding them. They get free health care. What do you think that's going to do? How do you think that these Edomites are going to treat that? How do you think they're going to look at that, man? So just speculate through the spirit. Hey, don't be surprised if you have these protests. I'm talking about real protests, all, really tearing shit up out here. Don't be surprised, right? But I'm going to read this real quick in Jeremiah 4 and 19. It says, my bowels, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace. Because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. And you see, hey, lifting up the banner, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, giving warning. All right. Sounding the alarm, blowing the trumpet. Because, hey, something's coming. Something's brewing, man. Something is getting ready to go down out here. And as I always like to think about the Apostle Tahar when he made this statement, man, how, hey, in that day, we're not going to have to question if we're in Jacob's trouble. But we're gonna know. You see, and again, man, we're vastly approaching that time. We're dangerously close, man. Again, if you just paid attention to how the Lord is moving, how He's moving everything into place. Man. Because again, these people being in that spirit of peace and safety, but like I always say, what emphasizes on the sudden destruction. So as I read in Ecclesiastes 11:9 in the NLT, hey, enjoy it now while you can. Take it all in now, because hey, the day of reckoning is coming. All right. Judgment is coming. Jacob's trouble is coming. All right. And when it happens, it's going to come out of nowhere, man. Because like I said, hey, America's going to be the ground is going to be ground zero for just the worst of the worst. All right. You think it's bad here? You think it's bad over there? Well, the Lord is saving the worst for last. The Lord is saving the worst for last. Because the worst, when it comes, it's come to America. When it comes here, America's going to get it the worst. All right. But I'm going to get this. In Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 25, it says, Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. All right, because again, this, one morning we're gonna wake up. One day we're gonna wake up. It could be morning, it could be night, whatever. All right, and things are just gonna change, man. Things are gonna be different for the worse. All right, but to the hopeful elect, we've got nothing to worry about. Because when you read verse 26, it says, "For the Lord taken." You see, because hey, the floodgates of hell are about to be unleashed. They're about to be opened. All right, the floodgates of hell are about to be opened. And again, when it comes, it's going to come suddenly. Again, I can't stress it enough. The sudden destruction. Sudden destruction. Right? You get this in Proverbs 6 and 15. It says, "Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy." All right? And hey, ultimately, because, Yahweh Shah is coming to, the ICB missiles, his own council is going to, you know, come upon his own head, man, ultimately. But even before, you know, sudden destruction, man. Sudden destruction. When it happens, it's gonna come out of nowhere. All of a sudden. You see? Again, because these Edomites, they see their kingdom losing. They see their kingdom going down. That's why I said, hey, don't be surprised, man. Because these Edomites, they're losing their kingdom, and they see their kingdom going to shit. Well, what do you think they're gonna do? Esau, he's gonna act out. He's gonna make January 6th look like a walk in the park. All right. He's gonna make January 6th look like a walk in the park. You know. But something's brewing, man. Something's coming. Going back to what some of the points he was making. Hey, you know, suspect more terrorist attacks. Don't be surprised if you hear about these new diseases. Like I said, they paint the narrative. They blame it on Jake, like they always do. You know, don't be surprised, man, if it's a hot summer, real hot summer. Don't be surprised, man. You know, but hey, that was just real quick. You know, um, it's gonna be rather interesting to see how this plays out the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out because hey, they're sending the troops out, man. They're sending the troops out there down there in Texas, right? But you got these migrants coming from all over the place. Because hey, America is the wall, the land of unwalled villages, man. Anyone coming from anywhere. So you know, but nevertheless, something big is coming. Something big is coming. Something's coming. Something's going to happen. But as I read, hey, Lord willing, where that number, we're going to be protected. We're not going to be taken. We're going to be all right. But hey, just sit back and enjoy enjoy your popcorn. Get your popcorn ready and enjoy the show. Because it's about to go down at him, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Bashima Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you.